video. Okay. And we eat. Hi guys, welcome back to Not For Nothing Homestead. I'm Ginger. Thanks for stopping by today. So today, you can see it's a beautiful day here in Georgia again. We're working on day number 4 of no sunshine and constant rain. So I feel like I'm about to float away on the ark here in Georgia. That's crazy. But it's making me feel a little nostalgic for something that I used to eat when I was a kid. It was always kind of a treat for us to have it. And I looked in the store the other day, and the canned version, you know, the little red and white can we used to eat when we were kids, that one is kind of expensive of this soup. So I'm going to make a soup today. And we've been in a few collabs here recently. And then going back to Thanksgiving, you know, you started with pies and puddings, and then we moved into December, and now we've got cakes and truffles and fudges and cookies, and so it's all fantastic. But on a day like today, you know, kind of your internal, you know, your body kind of tells you what it wants or what it needs. And I just feel like I need like a meat and potatoes kind of soup. So I recently restocked something in my pantry, and I am going to give you my adult version of the nostalgic child soup I used to eat. So I went and got some barley. Yes, and guess what? The label says is in here. Pearl barley. And that's it. So I was really happy with that. We're going to make venison and barley vegetable soup. It's going to be really good. So I am ready to get over on the big stove and start cooking this stuff up. I've already diced up some vegetables for it. I've got a couple of potatoes I'm going to dice up really tiny and throw that in there. But I thought I would bring you along, and then maybe you could feel a little of that nostalgia and make your own. Well, you don't have to make it venison. You can make it beef, or if you want to make it chicken, you can make chicken barley vegetable. But it just, again, it takes me back to that little can when I was a kid, and I loved that soup. I thought it was so good. So that's what we're going to make today. So let's go. All right, there is everything we are working with. So we have, over here we have a little bit of diced up onions and celery. Then I've got some diced up carrots in here. I diced up some potatoes. And then this is the roasted beef base of the Better Than Bouillon. I really like this. We've got some barley, bay leaf. Always need bay leaf for a good soup. Some granulated garlic, salt, pepper. I have venison broth. Then we have some of those home canned mushrooms that we canned last week. These are beautiful. Some mushroom broth, a little bit of a small jar of tomato sauce. This is my home canned tomato sauce from over the summer with the San Marzanos. And then there's my olive oil bottle, and I have filled her with olive oil. So we'll be using that to saute those vegetables. So let's get started. about a half a teaspoon of chopped garlic. Maybe a little bit more. Oh, it's smelling good. I don't want to burn the garlic. Oh, it smells delicious. Okay. We're going to get this venison broth in there. Added my small jar of tomato sauce in here, and I'm bringing it back up to a boil. And before I start adding salt, pepper, granulated garlic, beef bouillon, I'm just going to taste a little bit of the broth just to see. That way I can adjust and that'll tell me how salty I want it, or how much pepper, or the other spices. That is delicious. Absolutely delicious. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably add about 1 tablespoon of the roasted beef bouillon base. And it's kind of a heaping one. But this stuff is fantastic. Now I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, go back to the half a teaspoon and add a half a teaspoon of granulated garlic. So now I ended up adding another tablespoon of the beef-based bouillon, and it is really, the flavor of the bouillon, the broth is delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and carefully put in my carrots and my potatoes. This come back up to a boil, and I'm just going to let it cook for maybe about 10 minutes because these are so small, they are not going to take long at all. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and also throw in, I think I want 2. I'm going to throw in 2 bay leaves. So I'm going to bring this, get those in there, and then turn it down just a little bit. Put the lid on it to keep all that good broth in there, and then bring this up to a slow simmer to try to get those veggies are doing really good. They're more than halfway done, so I'm going to go ahead and put this barley in. Now I'm going to use 1/3 of a cup because barley, although very small, you see how many tiny ones there are? They will blow up, so they get really big. So I'm just going to add 1/3 of a cup in. That stirred around. Put the lid back on and let that go for about 25 to 30 minutes, and then I'm going to check it. I have the mushrooms, the canned mushrooms that I got. I took them out of the out of the jar. I diced them up small, and then I have the venison. And those are the two last ingredients to add. But I'm gonna wait till the end because both of those only need to be warmed up. They don't need to be cooked. And the mushrooms, I really don't want them overcooked. So we're gonna add those in the last few minutes, and just enough to get them warmed up. And then we'll bring you back. Okay, we are back. I actually let it go for another 25 minutes after that, and the barley is done. Yes, it is. It is close to done, so I'm going to go ahead and dump in the, get a little spatula. We're going to go ahead and dump in, and I'm going to add the broth with it, the venison. Get that in there and get that to warming up the last few minutes. And I'm also, is it looking familiar now? Does it look familiar to you from when you were a kid? Oh my gosh, I can't wait. And I'm gonna put the mushrooms in now. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for this. Every last mushroom. Alright, I'm going to give this about 5 minutes to heat through, get the venison all nice and warmed up and the mushrooms warmed up, and then we're going to make a bowl. Oh, and I need to go grab some crackers too. Gotta have crackers with it. Okay, we shall be back. Okay, I cleaned up my mess. I got all the dishes washed. I fished out one of the bay leaves, and I'm trying to find the other one now. Isn't that always the case that one of them hides from you? They're like, no, we don't want to get out of the soup. Where is that stinking bay leaf? If you see it, just yell, up, there it is. Okay. My favorite soup bowl, my favorite soup spoon, and this is not a ladle, but it was the closest thing I could find in the drawer really quickly. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. Oh, this is gonna have to cool down for a minute or two. Okay, just a couple minutes. I don't want to burn my mouth. Okay, I'm going to let it cool down for a minute. I already got my crackers, and we'll come back and I'll give you a taste test because I love taste tests. Okay, and now we eat. So, I'm going to give you a look-see. And that stuff looks so good. Oh my gosh, and you know the can I'm talking about. You know it. Oh my gosh. Isn't that funny how that food can just bring memories flooding back in your head? I loved this soup when I was a kid. Yep, that's it. That's going to hit the spot today, and it's still raining. A big, huge shower just came through, and like you couldn't hear anything, so I had to stop filming, restart. But yes, I got some club crackers to go with my venison barley soup. Guys, thanks for coming along with me. I'm going to go finish my soup. Actually, I just barely started it, so I'm going to go devour this bowl because I'm hungry, and this day calls for soup. So, thanks for coming along. Please don't forget to hit the like button on your way out the door. We much appreciate it. Take care. God bless, and we'll see you in our next video. Okay. Next video. Okay. And we eat.